Welcome back to GreyWolf TV. We are continuing with the X-Files on to episode 18 of season 3, the last one, Pusher, with the guy who could force his will onto others. Was quite an interesting episode and completely unexplainable, other than he had a tumour and he was pressing on some portion of the brain that we clearly still don't understand, because we don't understand most of how the brain works still, and whether there's abilities that we should have or used to have, maybe, that can be reactivated. But the guy just wanted to go out with a blast because he was just an average guy who had never really amounted to anything and wanted to be remembered. Right, so there you go. Let's carry on and see what weird, wonderful thing happens next. This is episode 18. The weird artifacts that you're going to dig up. Found something.
Dr. Roosevelt.
What is it?
We found something I think you should see.
It's nearly intact.
We can't take it.
What do you mean?
There we go.
They're saying the body of a female shaman is sacred to the
There we
tribe.
go.
They won't allow us to disturb her.
We're saving her. You know the situation here?
The superstitious.
Handle these people.
Dealing with. They're all going to drink the Kool-Aid though. It tastes like shit. Is this to invoke probably something like hallucinations of some sort? Well,
I think Craig Horning was killed because of the project he was working on.
Is that the survey and excavation of the Highland burial grounds of the Sakona Indians?
that.
As I understand it, Roosevelt disappeared under circumstances not dissimilar to the ones here.
The unfortunate thing is, somebody exploiting it to promote fear, to pressure us into returning the bones, which I have absolutely no intention of doing.
He was so dedicated. He was just doing the work that Dr. Luton asked him to.
He had no political feelings about the piece being brought here?
No, not Craig.
Is he still with the project?
No, he either resigned or was forced out by Dr. Luton, depending on who you talk to.
Why is that?
Dr. Belak feels the Sakona have the right to determine the fate of their ancestral remains.
You speaking for yourself or for the Indians?
I spent the last 6 months living with the Sakona.
Dr. Luton believes that the protest over the Amaru urn has something to do with Craig Horning's disappearance.
You say disappearance as if you expect to see him alive again. I think whatever happened to Craig Horning will continue to happen until the bones are returned to their rightful place.
Let me ask you, Dr. Belak. How far would you go to defend the rights of the Sakonas?
You think Belak's a suspect?
No, I think he's the suspect.
No, I don't.
What?
Based on the arrogance of his politics, what do you think he did with him?
I'm not sure he did anything.
So you
No.
think Belak's innocent? That the victim wasn't even murdered at all? That he was devoured by a mythological jaguar spirit?
Go with it, Scully.
We have a responsibility, Mona, to history and posterity. Dr. Roosevelt was only doing what any good conservationist would have done in bringing the Amaru urn back.
See ya. I didn't see anything.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Was he behaving strange, or did he seem nervous about anything?
No, not at all.
Mulder.
They turn up a body?
No.
No.
I've been over the entire museum grounds.
Maybe somebody didn't want that car started.
I don't think so, Mulder.
Why not?
We found evidence of at least 2 mutilated rat bodies down in the engine compartment. Somewhere between 9:30 and midnight when the guard discovered the blood.
It's about the same time as Craig Horning.
Found him. Well,
What the hell is that?
bit of him.
Dr. Luton is dead.
There's something wrong with this guy. Look at him.
Did you hear what I said? Say something, Lonnie, please. You're scaring me.
I told you not to come here.
Why not? Came back, you're acting like some stranger. Like someone else. Don't you see what's happening here? Can't you see what you're doing to yourself?
Yeah, you need to tell him.
Go.
Imagine that they could have been torn or pulled from the body cavity.
Torn or pulled?
But I can't determine that either, because there was considerable postmortem predation. Slow down, Mona.
Yeah.
I was with Dr. Belak.
Need to tell him. He's lost it.
Me. I thought he was going to hurt me.
Yeah,
I want you to stay exactly where you are. I'm going to send Agent Mulder over to get you right away, okay? He's on his way.
I think that might be too late. Really? Toilet seat lid? False! That's no surprise.
What are you doing here?
Don't do that.
Mona Wussner. I got a panic call from her.
From Mona?
Yeah, where is she?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Mulder, it's me. Did you find Mona?
No, but her car is parked outside. She's not here. Did you find Belak?
I've seen the Amaru coming out of the jungle with the eyes of a scorpion, the claws of a jaguar. I found something strange in a ceremonial bowl, and from his writings it says that it's a hallucinogen called yahe, the vine of the soul.
Oh, there's blood everywhere.
What are you doing here?
Dying, I think.
I said, what are you doing here?
I don't know.
You told Agent Mulder that she was dead. You must know where she is.
She wasn't innocent.
She said she was scared. She said that you became violent.
Just dawned on me. Why do you think there's so much water in here?
I just assumed that one of the toilets had overflowed.
It's more like every toilet overflowed. Then why would that happen?
Because all the lids were doing that shit.
Find out.
Rat poison.
Someone fed this dog rat poison?
No. When I dissected the dog's stomach, I found an undigested fragment of intestine which appears to be feline.
The dog ate a cat.
I also found what appears to be bits of rat fur.
There were rats in Dr. Luton's car engine. There were rats in the bathroom where it looks like Mona Wussner may have been killed, and now here. That the jaguar spirit will devour anybody that desecrates the burial place of a holy woman. Essentially, they're talking about transmigration of the soul into animal form, achieved through a ceremony where they drink the, Yeah, to summon the spirits.
Belak's gone.
What? How's that possible?
I don't know. I went to check on him and he wasn't there.
And no one entered this room?
Absolutely not.
What about a rat?
Sir?
You ever see any rats in this room?
All the time. Why?
How do you think they get in here?
Through the old heating system. There are vents all over the place.
What does that lead to?
The old steam tunnels.
How do you get down there?
They're pretty much sealed up. Haven't been used for 50 years.
To the left, it looks like.
Was that a cat face? Jaguar. Oh. Rats.
Follow that rat.
Looks like his eyes were eaten right out of his sockets.
According to the tradition.
I don't know by what.
What is it?
I think it's a cat.
I said it looked more like a cat than a jaguar.
No, these cats.
What the hell are all these doing down here? Where did all the cats come from? Oh my god. Yeah, just go. Cats. So if the cats live down there, what the fuck have they been feeding on? The rats?
Well, we both saw them down there, Scully. We know they're down there.
Well, no one's denying that, Mulder. It's just that there are miles of tunnels down there, and they're saying it's going to take weeks to search them all.
5 people had to die, but they're finally taking it
Taking it
seriously.
back.
It's a curse?
No. Belak's letter of protest. The State Department has asked the museum remain closed until they can act officially on it. What motivated these attacks and why no more have occurred since has not been explained. It's curse merely a primitive superstition. Dr. Belak learned there is a world beyond our own, or collected in a museum. The true curse that struck the museum was the failure to understand that there are powers that should not be disturbed.
Okay then, episode 18. I still don't get it. It was okay. It was a very good, interesting episode, but we didn't really get a resolution to that, did we? I don't understand at all. So someone please explain that to me in the comments. So that dude had a cat eyes at the end, which makes no sense whatsoever. Was it a spirit? Was it a jaguar? Was it the spirit that had turned all those cats into crazed wild animals? And the rats, and they were the ones doing the killings here in America? Was it part of a curse? Or wasn't it? Either way, they're having none of it. They put the bloody thing back, which, from what we've heard, is then going to get destroyed because they're going to build a pipeline there. So that was totally pointless. And 5 people are dead because of it, with no explanation whatsoever. And yeah, there's miles and miles of tunnels, so that the cats are just going to vanish. And it made no sense that there'd be that many wild cats down there anyway. There'd be nothing for them to feed on. And if they fed on the rats, they would all die. Well, there you go. The vast majority of X-Files are left open to interpretation and unresolved. That's why they're X-Files. That's why it is what it is. Take what you want or will from that. Was it a spirit? Was it just animals? Was it the spirit of that guy that we saw at the end with the cat's eyes? Was it a shaman? Well, we don't know. We don't know. It's a thoroughly enjoyable episode though. I enjoyed it. Wasn't really one you could work out or have a resolution to, but there you go. That will remain as X-File, unclassified, unresolvable, and the only resolution that you could do is just put the bloody thing back. Yeah, leave it there. I totally understand, you know, an archaeologist's job and like a natural history museum and everything, where they're trying to catalogue and save as much of our ancient history as possible. But is it right for the Western world to always take stuff from other parts of the world, whether they understand the culture or not, even if there's protests to it, and put it in a Western museum just for people to buy a ticket and go and look at it? No. And that's part of the consequences of what happened with this. Right, there we go. We'll be back with episode 19 in a few days' time. I'm sure you know by now, 2 episodes a week of the X-Files. If you do want to watch it in full length, check the link in the description, guys, for the Patreon link, and you can watch it in full length over there. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would appreciate it if you could video quick thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you for episode 19 next. Take care.